Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is StoneMountain64, and we are 5 days out from Battlefield Hardline's release. On top of that, I'm going to be playing it today and streaming it, having some fun on it, because I have it on Xbox One, and I got the EA access for $5, so I'm going to get 10 hours of gameplay. Any of you guys, if you have Xbox One, want to sign up for that, I've talked about it in other videos. But I'm going to be streaming it here and showcasing some gameplay, multiplayer, all the maps, everything we haven't seen. Cannot wait to play it, but it made me start thinking about some of the other questions other people have been asking me, and I was kind of putting my thoughts together on my top 5 things that I'm looking forward to in Battlefield Hardline. Some of them, essentially, what's different as well between Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline, and some of my favorite things. So I'm going to share that with you guys. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on some of these points, if you agree, disagree, or what is the thing that you're most looking forward to. Just one thing from you guys. I'm going to give you my top 5, though. So let's start it out. My first favorite thing is the vehicles and the battle pickups. First of all, I've always been a much more kind of concentrated on infantry gameplay. Gun on gun. It's always been my personal favorite. My first real introduction in vehicles was Battlefield 3 Jets. That was my second one, go-to. I've never really been too into the tanks. Trying to deal with that, it's been always, it's not my favorite thing, personally, about the Battlefield franchise. So not having that in Battlefield Hardline, especially while having the really large maps, is something that's really preferential to me personally. Being able to play on the really large maps and only having to deal with the cars or vehicles that are relatively weak is something that I love. And the very first Alpha that we played, when we were just going ham with the RPGs, when mechanics still had them, was way too overpowered because all of these vehicles were too weak to handle it. And the way that they've incorporated battle pickups, which is why I kind of categorized these two together, I thought is perfect. And I loved how it played in the beta in terms of not everybody's running around with RPGs just to counter the tanks. You can use other classes and still play on the large maps and really get a good kind of diverse gameplay, but still very focused on infantry, which I liked. And there was helicopters. They still have the gunners on the vehicles, and me and some buddies would roll around on Hotwire, especially in the vehicle with the turret on top, and you still have somewhat of that aspect, although it's not, the full tanks, and it would be nice to have one tank map. I like how it's set up for this game, and the way that they incorporated battle pickups in terms of not having to deal with constant RPG spawns. Now you actually have to pay attention to what's spawning on the map, control spots to get the weapons, the RPGs to get control of the vehicles. I loved it. Loved how it was set up. Number 2 is Battlepacks. I'm sure if you guys played Battlefield 4, you love dealing with Battlepacks, and every time you leveled up, you were so excited to see what was in it. Okay, you weren't, yeah. Because most of the time you would open it and there would just be 25 XP or attachments for guns that you wouldn't even use or that you weren't necessarily hoping for. You might want to unlock one specific thing, but just keep on not getting it when you open the packs. The way that they have it set up now, essentially, you get tokens to unlock attachments for whatever gun you want. I love how you're spending cash as well, which is kind of another side thing with this, is just the unlock system in general, using cash to unlock everything, being able to choose what you want. But really, the battle packs actually having a different, you can look forward to unlocking it rather than just getting some 25 XP and attachment for a gun you're not going to use. You know what I mean? That's something that's very appealing to me, being able to unlock that. And then the way that they're actually doing the double XP is that they're all 100 or 200% XP boosts, which it's not going to be in anything minuscule. It's really going to be nice. And it's going to be targeted towards something. So you can get it for sniping or for playing as a team player. And it'll help incentivize that certain play style, which is going to be beneficial for your teams, hopefully. And then also, if you guys didn't catch this, they actually just posted out something today or yesterday as you're watching this. They slowed the progression of ranking up by 50%. So everything's going to take twice as much. So it's going to take longer to level up. And even within that week, people were already getting to like level 70, which is absurd because it's only been out for a week. You're getting to that high. I'm glad they're spreading it out, taking it a little bit slower in terms of leveling up. Plus, if you're premium, you're going to be able to prestige, reset everything. That's going to be pretty fun too. But in general, I think being able to unlock things and rank up essentially over a longer period of time would be more beneficial. Number 3 on my list is the game modes. In particular, Rescue and Crosshair. I was only able to play Rescue when I went to the beta event earlier on, or the pre-beta event that went down to San Francisco with some other YouTubers, and we were able to play Rescue. We only got about an hour playtime on it, but in general, I loved playing Defuse. I didn't get too much into Counter-Strike, which is, very similar, but Call of Duty Search and Destroy, I was very big into that, hence my And We're Alive series, which I have over 100 episodes of me casting those random games, right? I love kind of that Search and Destroy feel, and I liked playing it on Defuse, but there are 0 lobbies for it now, so I'm looking forward to being able to play more competitive games, and it's much quicker gameplay, the time between rounds, and I think that's going to keep people playing it. And I'm looking forward to picking up squads and going into those types of game modes where you have the one life, you've got to play, or you can play and work together as a squad much more efficiently, and that's going to be pretty sick. On top of that, I like the other game modes too. We have the bring back the Team Deathmatch Conquest, which is going to be good classic. I loved Conquest on Dust Bowl, but playing Hotwire was a unique experience. I'm interested in playing Blood Money again and trying that on all these other different maps, as well as some of the more minute destruction on the maps like Hollywood Heights. Hopefully that is epic, and especially for heists. I think that's going to be a pretty sick game mode for that. And speaking of heists, that was a very fun one. Bank Job was an excellent map. I love the different entry points into the location, into the vault. They had a very similar situation on Dust Bowl as well, which many people didn't get to see gameplay from that. I got into a server the first day it came out, and the destruction, being able to destroy the house and the way you could get into it, I think they're incorporating the destruction in unique ways. Although not everything is destructible, it's got some unique features to it that hopefully should be good, especially for that game mode. Number 4 is the classes. They changed up the roles that some of these guys are playing. Obviously, you still have the medic, but the engineer is now stealing the spawn beacon from the sniper. So no longer are you going to have the sniper sitting in the back of the map, just keep on spawning in after you headshot him, taking him down. No, now the spawn beacon is with the engineer, so if he's rolling with that, you're moving on a heist, trying to keep pushing up on the objective, you're actually going to have somebody who's got an SMG, who's going to be close quarters in the front lines with the spawn beacon helping support your team. Really, that's my favorite part of the class changes right there. And in terms of features, they incorporated such a glorious new feature, that of course being you can pick up health and ammo kits right off of the players. You don't need to wait for the medic to actually throw the ammo kit down. You can just go up to them, interact, and take the health kit off them and pick your health back up. That is just an amazing mechanic, especially for when you're just playing solo. And your teammate, of course, even though you're spamming, I need more ammo, they don't give it to you. Now you can just pick it up, which is just so perfect. And I took advantage of that countless times. Plus, the ability to just pick up defibs off the wall, health off the wall, some really cool incorporations, mechanics in terms of the actual classes. Plus, I really like Sabotage. That was a pretty sick one, as well as a lot of the new small changes to them. And then going back to the snipers for a minute, because this is going to lead into my 5th point, that being the Magnum rounds. They had some insanely powerful one-shot kill rounds that worked. When you put on these Magnum rounds, it increased your distance. Well, they nerfed that at the end, making it only about 20 meters for one-shot kills, and instead made the Magnum rounds be extremely powerful against vehicles. So if you put that on, you're going to do less damage, decrease the drop-off range of your overall damage with the sniper if you put them on against players. But if you're going to be going against vehicles, it's even more powerful, which is insane. And I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm a smaller portion of the community, and in general, this leads me to my point 5, they're listening to the community. That's what the patch was at the end of the beta. Hell, even the whole entire beta being available to everybody on all platforms, being able to unlock all of the weapons, see what everything's like, not seeing only one map like we've seen in previous betas from Battlefield, but 3 maps, different game modes, playing the alpha a while back and them just absorbing all of the information, delaying the game in the first place so that they could put more content in, fine-tune a lot of things. Originally, people were complaining this was too much like Battlefield 4. Now it's such a different game, people are getting mad about that. Although, I don't think that's too many people. It seems to be mostly positive at this point, at least from what I've seen in my comment section. But I'm really impressed with everything that they've been listening to. In particular, like I said, they changed the snipers, they decreased the one-shot kill range of the shotguns, increased the time to level up, they increased the time to kill, decreasing some of the weapon damage across the board, fine-tuned some of the assault. I mean, so many different changes based off of forum feedback, everything that we gave to all the guys over at Visceral. So I've been really impressed with that. If you guys want to hear some more details about everything that they changed, I'll put a link to my recommended video where I talked about all of that, as well as a link in the description to kind of the most previous article where they talked about the 50% change. Or you can check out my previous video to hear some more about the premium. If you guys are interested in getting the premium or don't even know what it includes, check that video out. I kind of go through it there. But let me know in the comment section what you thought, what your favorite thing about Hardline is, or if you're not getting it, you're just pissed about everything, what you don't like the most. Anyways, that's gonna wrap this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later today streaming it. This is StoneMountain64 signing out. Later, guys.